Is Dr. Jessica McLindsey, an audiologist for the Alliance Center for Hearing. Good morning to you, Jessica.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for having us here or coming in. So I think I said that wrong, though. How do you pronounce tinnitus, you said? Or
Yes.
how do you go about that?
Great question, and a question that I get a lot. So I hear it pronounced both ways. So tinnitus or tinnitus, both are correct.
Okay.
Yep. I would say it's more commonly pronounced tinnitus in the medical culture or research culture as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now my other question is, like, what is it?
Yeah.
I just when we have our morning meeting, we kind of go over what we're going to do, and then I was like, wait, I actually had this as a kid. Never knew the name of it. So go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So tinnitus is a sound that we hear in our ears or in our head when there is no external sound present. So tinnitus is often characterized as ringing in the ears.
Yeah.
However, it is highly subjective. So the way in which patients describe it is very individualized. So I hear it as hissing, crickets, cicadas, whooshing. So again, really varies per patient. Yeah.
Mine was like literally a ringing in the ears.
Okay,
So not crickets or anything. It was weird, and we tried to figure it out, and then it just like grew out of it. So is that pretty common? I know you said not many kids get it. So who is kind of the person who
has tinnitus? Yeah, great question. We certainly see that the prevalence of tinnitus is higher amongst older adults. So about 50 to 60 million Americans suffer from tinnitus. About 10% of adults have varying degrees of tinnitus. Again, we know that the significance of that increases as age increases, as with people with hazardous noise exposures as well.
So how can people get it fixed, I guess? What is how do we come in and visit you as an audiologist? How do we diagnose it? How do we fix it? You know,
great question. So the challenging thing with tinnitus is a symptom of a wide array of health conditions. So it is not a disease in and of itself, but rather a symptom of something else going on. So oftentimes, if we can identify whatever that condition is and treat that condition, the exciting kind of secondary benefit of that is that one's perception of their tinnitus is reduced.
Okay, and then what kind of tests would somebody have to do? Is it just a simple hearing test, or what more would I have to go through?
So a comprehensive hearing test is a great starting place. So about 90% of patients that have tinnitus have some degree of hearing loss. So, and again, if we think about tinnitus as that symptom of something else going on, so if that condition is hearing loss, a lot of times when we diagnose hearing loss and treat hearing loss appropriately with like hearing aids, people report a noted decrease of their perception of tinnitus.
Interesting. That's interesting. All of the above. So we just did put some information up on the screen, Doctor, not too long ago, where we can find more information about Alliance Center for Hearing. And we want to thank you, Doctor, for coming on here today. Very, very interesting. You need it here. You absolutely do. So it's nice to know what we can go through, and there are ways that we can fix it all.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Thank you.
So much.
Appreciate it. Now we have